Hi guys, welcome back to Kick It Keto. So, what's for dinner tonight? As you know or may not know, every episode I film, I'm actually making dinner for tonight for my wife and I. So, I use this time to film and try to do a good job and have my food still hot and fresh so when she gets home from work. So, there is a little bit of a difference between the way I shoot and the way other people shoot. Secondly, sometimes you have leftovers. And what can I do fun with keto with leftovers? Well, truth be told, I was watching Sam the Cooking Guy. I get inspiration too. Thank you, Sam. Fat is flavor. He just did enchiladas, and I've done enchiladas before, but he did it with brisket. I just so happen to have leftover brisket. So I'm going to make keto, lactose-free enchiladas, Kick It Keto style. Stay tuned. All right, so what's it going to take for enchiladas, keto friendly and lactose free? A couple of things. First off, the sauce. The enchilada sauce is one of the most important parts. I will not buy canned sauce. I'm going to make my own fresh sauce. So what we have here, first ingredients for the sauce. We have our chicken broth. Now, I'm going to put this up in the description, or not description, at the bottom of the frame to say the correct spelling of it. But so you have anejo, guajillo, and pasilla. Pasilla. Right. So those are the three different types of peppers we're going to be using. 2 cloves of garlic, 1 tomato, chicken broth, 2 cups, and then, of course, shredded Mexican cheese. Now, this cheese, remember, is Kraft Shredded. It's 0 lactose. That's important, 0 lactose. And then, for the tortillas, from Aldi. Now, I don't know if there's an Aldi in your state or not, but these are low-carb tortillas. 4 net carbs per tortilla. We're going to be making 8 enchiladas. So there's leftovers for tomorrow for lunch or whatever. Oh, I'm missing an onion. 1 medium onion. So the biggest part of this is going to be making the sauce, the enchilada sauce. So I'm going to get on that. The first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to de-seed all of these. Now, if you like, they add a bitter taste. I would recommend taking them out and just discarding them. And then we're going to toast these. And we're also going to roast our tomato, our garlic, and our onion. All 3. Then when they all come together, we're going to blend it together. First, then we're going to start at a boil, then simmer for the peppers in 2 cups of chicken broth. Then we're going to bring it all together in the blender. Then we have to fry the sauce. Very important steps for good enchilada sauce. Trust me, do this. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm telling you. Just try it. All right. So first, let's get de-seeding. So we're going to make a slit first. We're going to take off the top of each of the peppers, like so. We all have containers that we've saved to discard stuff with, and this is my container. All you really have to do is tip and press, and it will come out. Sometimes, if you do want to, you can break them open. As a matter of fact, with this one, I will, because there are a lot of seeds in this. All right, I'm going to go through the rest of these, and then we'll be right back. Or, editing magic. All right, we're back. We're done doing that with the peppers. As you can see here, there's a ton of seeds in there. All right, I also halved my tomato, halved my onion, garlic's fine as it is. Right now, we're going to roast all these, and then get them ready to be pulverized by the blender, and then we will move on to the next step. I'm hungry already. I'm really hungry. Okay, let's do this. Okay, now it's time to roast our chilies and our tomatoes and our onions. The chilies will be done the quickest. The reason why we're roasting these, or toasting, I should say, is to help bring out the flavor. I know even if you have little pieces, it doesn't matter. You'll smell it, start roasting, and you don't want to scorch it. You don't want it to blister or anything else like that. Just let it roast about 1 minute to 2 minutes per each side. That's all you gotta do. Then we'll roast up the onions, tomatoes, and garlic. And no, it's not exciting to watch, but while this is roasting, one of the things that I try to do is take regular recipes and make them as keto as I can. What's fun about this is if you go and get a can of enchilada sauce, 1 cup is about 24 carbs in it by itself. And not to mention adding in whatever spices and everything else that you do in a normal enchilada. This way, the cheese we're using, you're getting per quarter cup, you're getting 1 net carb. So for the whole bag, that's 8. So there's your 8 carbs. The peppers themselves, these peppers are 10 carbs total for the whole thing. Then you have your tomato, which is going to give you 3.6. And then you have your onion, which is going to add in another 7 net carbs. So when you add it up all together, you're at like 31 something for the 5 cups we're going to be making from this. That's the most important thing. It's 5 cups. Then you can divide it 31 into 5 because we're only going to use 2 cups for our 8 enchiladas. And then you just have 4 carbs per enchilada. So it's very, very friendly. You can have 2 to 3 of these, still be under 20 carbs, like right around 16 carbs. So if you had a light carb lunch, light carb breakfast, you get this dinner and it's filling. These are going to be big. These aren't like, little itty bitty, I'm just taking a nibble kind of things. No, they're big. But they're starting to soften up a little bit from the heat. Then they're going to toast a little bit. And then these are going to be going into our broth, which I'm going to start now. We're going to add 2 cups. 2 cups of chicken broth. 1, 2. So let's get that going while we're toasting. All right. These are getting done, so I'm going to, ahead of time, throw on my tomato, my onion. Yeah, so if you blacken them, that's too much. So you just want them to come, I know it's hard to tell in this one, but you just want them toasted. You don't want to scorch them. So that little piece will go away. Now you can also throw these in the oven if you want to do it that way too. I'm just getting a little bit of something on them. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do to help this along, because all this is going into the blender, I'm going to have these again. Ooh, I missed a piece. All right, we're going to let these come to a boil and let these finish roasting, and we'll be right back. And we're back. So, we've got our tomatoes, onions, and garlic roasted. We have our pot of simmered peppers, chilies, and we've got our trusty blender. So, that's what's next. First, we're going to just add in onions, tomato, garlic. Get in there, boys. Into the breach. All right. Voila. Followed by our chicken broth, simmered with the peppers. There we go. All right, next things up is we are going to blend. Yes, it's a little loud. All right. This is our sauce, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Oh, very yes, yes. Haha. So now we're just going to strain it. It shouldn't be that bad. I don't think we're going to have a lot of particles in there. No, as a matter of fact, we don't. We can probably just use it as is. All right, now it's time to get our brisket ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this up. We're going to do it in little chunks. God, that brisket smells so good. So these are going to have a smoky flavor to it, of course, because this is smoked brisket. It's going to be oh so good. So, oh, this is going to be good. All right, as our oil heats up, we're going to add our sauce. Now it's going to bubble. So you have a mat or a pan or something, feel free. You'll notice that the color will start changing too. It's pretty awesome. And I'm just going to go ahead and stir this around a little bit. Now, during this part, you want to give it a taste test. So I'm going to take a little bit. Oregano. That's good. It's a mild heat. Like, not jalapeno hot, but subtle. And it tastes really good, but it does need a little bit of salt. I'm going to add a touch of salt. Just a little bit. Let's switch colors. So I can show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to add cumin, a little bit of oregano, and a little bit of chili powder. We're also going to give our meat a nice little stir there, incorporate all this. The flavors, oh my God, it smells so good. Now remember, you can do this with hamburger, with chicken, however you want to do it. I've done chicken, and I love the chicken ones. I've done the beef ones. This is my first time doing the brisket one. One of these days I'll have more cameras. Now that's darkened quite a bit. Looks beautiful. All right. All right, so now it's time for us to do the tortillas. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these, you're going to dip it in our sauce like this. Then you're going to really get some on there. Gives it a nice little coating, a little extra crispiness what we're trying to put on it. And then we're just going to do 8 of these and then go over and assemble them and then throw them in the oven. We got our oven heated up to 350. And it's always a good idea to preheat your oven. Sometimes I forget. Minute or so. So now we'll speed through this part. I don't want to keep you bored. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to put everything together and do our magic. So first we're going to take a little bit of the sauce. We're going to put it on the bottom of our 13 by 9 pan here, just to help them not stick. That's the whole purpose. Enchilada goodness. All right, we got our cheese and our meat. I always like to start with the cheese first. Cheesy goodness. And then we'll take some meat. Just to make it even. Add a touch more. All right. We're going to roll this guy. And then we're going to go seam side down. Just like that. Okay guys, so this is going to be the final part. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take sauce and we're going to sauce it over. cheese. Because we have to finish off the cheese. That's just a must. What we got? Well, you know what? There's only like a handful left. I can be... What the heck? We love cheese. All right. Now into the oven these go for 20 minutes. Until they're golden, bubbly, delicious. And we'll be ready to go. And we'll see you back in just a second. All right, it's time to pull it out. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Looks awesome. And to add a little extra something to it, just a little bit of green onions for a little bit of color. A little bit of color. Nothing's wrong with color. Okay. Here we go, folks. It is dinner time. My wife is hungry. Aren't you, Sherry?
Yes.
All right, we're going to plate hers up first. You want one or two? Start off with one. Whew, that wasn't smart. Whatever you do, don't touch the sides of the hot dish. So, as you can see, this is what we look like. And you can serve it with whatever. Small salad, if you need to. These come out to literally 7 carbs per enchilada. Okay, so that's with all the veggies, all the seasonings, all the cheese, and of course the biggest part of it is the tortilla. If they made a 2 or 3 carb tortilla, this would go way down. But each tortilla is 4 carbs, and then everything else is just the sauce and the cheese. The cheese, we use the whole bag. That was 8 carbs for the whole bag. That gets divided among the 6, and then the sauce itself was only 11. And the highest part of that was like peppers. So, other than that, there we go. Lactose-free, keto, and yummy. We'll see you again real soon. Subscribe. It's the button right over there. Subscribe. Go ahead. Touch it. Hit it.